Why should you learn about prepositional phrases? They are really important for your exam, and they are also a type of collocations. And perhaps you know by now that in reading questions, especially in fill in the blanks questions, collocations are really important clues to answer the question. If you don't know the collocation, you will not know which combination of the given option and the words around it sounds more natural. And that's why you have to learn about prepositional phrases. But unlike other kinds of collocations, in case of prepositional phrases, what you have to do is you have to look at the gap and the words behind the gap and check if there is any preposition. And then you have to decide which words in the list matches with that preposition and focus on that word only. As an example, if we look at the question here, it says you can the current change in weather to the increasing carbon dioxide emission. If you look at the options here, most of the options you can explain the current change, you can relate the current change, associate the current change, and detect the current change. All of them, if I just read up to change, makes sense. But that's a trap, because what I have to think about is which word makes sense here and is grammatically also correct and sounds more natural. In order to do that, I have to read the full sentence at least. And if I read the full sentence, what I can see here is after the current change in weather, we have to. That's a preposition. Now I need to think, what is a more natural combination? Explain to, relate to, associate to, detect to. If I do this, I can eliminate associate and detect, because associate is followed by with and detect is followed by nothing. So the answer is either explain to or relate to. But if we compare these two things, what we know is we explain something to somebody, but we relate one item or one idea to another. And because of the context here, relate is a better choice, because the sense is you can relate the current change in weather to the increasing carbon dioxide emission. So what it means is these two things are related to each other, right? So you are not explaining anything to anyone. So this is how prepositional phrases are asked in the exam. Let's look at another example as well. Here also, the only clue here is after gap, I have by, and I know by is a preposition. So the first thing I will do is I'll check in the option if there is any word which can be eliminated because of this clue. That means there is any word which is not followed by. So out of all the words given here, come by, abide by, get by. These are possible combinations, but find by is impossible, because I'm sure you have never heard find by, right? Because that's not a combination we commonly use. So the answer is either come by, abide by, or get by. Now, in order to answer the question, I have to know the meaning of these words and find out the one that makes more sense. Come by means visit, abide by means follow, and get by means survive. And now you can clearly see the answer is abide by, because that means follow the rules. That is the reason why it is important for you to go through the list of prepositions we have on the website and make sure that you know how to use them in the given context. So if we go to our website here, and in this part, commonly used academic phrases, you can find the list of words and the preposition which follow them. So go through this list. It looks like a long list, but it's not actually that difficult to master, that difficult to learn. And there are three things here for every word. First is the word, and then after that you have the meaning of that word, and then you have the example. In the first part, it's in paragraphs, but later on it's in a table. So basically these are just the words which are commonly asked in your exam, along with the prepositions they come with. Go through this list, make sure you know all these combinations, make sure you know meaning of all of these words. And then when answering the questions in fill in the blanks or fill in the blanks reading and writing, take help from this. Try to use this concept. I hope this was helpful. All the best.